Well, hello there, viewers. Welcome. It's Aaron again, bringing you another random rambling video. I started this on Friday. It is the 14th day of November in 2025 at 12:36 a.m. Along with welcoming you to my channel, allow me to thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe before sharing this video and turning on the post notification bell. I'm going to get something off my chest, something that I was kind of embarrassed to admit to anybody. The fact that I went to audition, as I'm calling it, I don't know what they're calling it. I went to audition for a internship in the LCU, the Local Universe, a group of podcasts that go 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, and then sometimes on the weekend. It's a universe created by Daniel M. Keem, better known as Killer Keemstar, and Boogie 2988, along with Wings of Redemption, Jordy Jordan, I think his name is. These guys combined created the LCU, and I admit that I would like to attempt to work my way into the LCU. But to start with, you have to be a certain member or higher. You have to be a Cash Cow member or higher. To be a Band World member, it costs $5 per month. To be a Cash Cow member, which is what I would have to be able to audition for an internship or a host role, whatever is available. It's possible that a host quit tonight on Local Nuts, the show is. They are wondering if he's going to quit tonight. And so his co-host said, looks like we'll be looking for another host, which gets me interested in trying to become a Cash Cow member and audition for a Spiznot, for a spot in the LCU, either as an intern or as a host. Usually you move up from an intern to a host, which may take a while, as it took for a host named Sweet Tea, a superstar in the LCU. I think, anyway. A lot of other people think she is, too. Some people say it's a hoax that people say she's a superstar, and that she's not a superstar. I think she's hilarious. She's my favorite host in the LCU by far. Sweet Tea, they call her. I don't know what her real name is. I don't think she wants anyone to know her real name, because they already know her last name. She was doxxed by Keemstar, the owner of the universe. Her last name was doxxed by Keemstar. As a result, he gave her the Employee of the Month, which comes with $1,000 for that month. He gave her Employee of the Month for that month, and made all the equipment he bought for her, a computer and a microphone, he made that free. She was going to pay him back for it out of her checks. But instead, he said, don't worry about it, as he gave her the Employee of the Month for doxing her last name and giving her $1,000 for that Employee of the Month after doxing her name. So, Sweet Tea is my favorite host. She's very silly. She likes to improv and do like little skits. I love it. I love watching her. And she doesn't have anyone to improv with her. No one wants to improv with her. I like to do improvs myself. I like to do role playing and improvs. I would love to be able to get with her and maybe get on a show with Sweet Tea in the LCU. I'm not ashamed to. I'm not embarrassed to admit it. That that's what I want, and that I think I can do it. I think I can make it as an intern in the LCU. I was saying earlier that sometimes it takes longer. The reason I brought up Sweet Tea is because it took her a while. She had to be an intern on several shows and pop into different shows and say hi and get known by the fans or by the viewers for a while before she was given a host role. And then after getting a host role, she took off in the LCU. So it took her a while. But there's another another host that goes by Denmark. He was calling himself HIV when he came into the universe, and Keem changed his name to Denmark because I think he's in Denmark or from Denmark. He sounds like he's from the United States. He's just this combination between Eminem and Bill and Ted. That's the way he talks. I can't even do an imitation. I try to do an imitation of him, but it doesn't come out right. But it's a combination of a gangster and dude, hey, dude. You know, like, I can't do it. Oh, dude. I can't do it. Like, I'm trying to do Bill and Ted. He talks to me like a mixture between Bill and Ted and like Eminem or some gangster. He says things like, "Twin, what's up, twin? Thanks, twin." That's what he says, things like that. But he was given an intern after given a host role after I think 2 days as an intern. He came into the LCU, and he was kind of a goofball. So Keem gave him a show of his own after just a couple of days as an intern, which of course Denmark likes to brag about all the time. Twin, twin. I was here for 2 days, twin, and then I got a host role, twin. And I'm killing so and so's show, twin. He calls everybody twin, or man, or whatever else. I don't know what else. Son, I think he says son too. I don't know. His name's Denmark. I'm not a big fan of Denmark, but he grew up in the LCU quickly, very quickly. He was given an intern role, and then I think a couple of days later, Keem gave him a host role. He is the host of Lolcow Cash. Every show starts with Lolcow, so it's Lolcow whatever. No, I don't think there's any shows called Lolcow whatever. Well, you know what I mean. So that's Denmark hosts Lolcow Cash. There's a show called Lolcow Nuts. My favorite show is Lolcow Bus because Sweet Tea, whom I was speaking of earlier, is on Lolcow Bus. I would suggest you go check her out and check out the show. As I said, I like her because she's silly. She tells a lot of sex stories, too. That's why some females in the LCU don't like her, because she tells some pretty wild stories, some pretty wild sex stories. And I think that makes her a slut. I don't think so. I just think it makes you open. Sometimes wide open, if you know what I mean. I think she's just open about her sex life, and I respect that, and I like that. I'm not gooning over her. I mean, that's not why I like her. I like her because of her skits she does. She likes to say that she's been captured by the Black Knight, and she wants her co-host to capture her to tell the Black Knight, The other night she said, I'm being captured by the Black Knight. What are you going to do? She said to her co-host. And I thought I would say, unhand her, Black Knight, before you face your slow and painful demise. Something like that I would say. Her co-host said nothing. And he's like, But I know what I would have said. Like I said, I would have said something like, unhand her, Black Knight, or face your slow and painful demise. Something like that. That's what I would have done. I would have played along with her, because I like doing that stuff. Doing like role-playing or skits, improvisational comedy. I like doing that. I used to do that for fun, not professionally. But I did act on stage professionally. I was a professional stage actor for a while. In my 20s, that is. I started when I was 19, and then I had a contract throughout a lot of my 20s. I got out of the contract by playing Santa Claus in a mall called Bell's Factory Outlet Mall in Winsfield, Missouri. A long stretch from St. Louis, where I live. About a 45 to 50 minute drive every night when I played Santa Claus out there. And I was borrowing a car from my girlfriend's sister. My girlfriend's sister's car was when I was driving, and one night it broke down. Right now, it was probably the coldest night in 20 years in Missouri, in that area. It was freezing, absolutely freezing. And so I used my girlfriend Lori's mother's AAA info to get a tow truck to come tow me away, and I rode in the nice warm cab of the tow truck as he towed Jessica's car away. But yeah, I would like to be a part of the LCU. And at least an intern I'd call into Bust a Lot, or I'd call into any show. Because I could, being disabled, I could call into any show of any day, all day long. I could call into every single show if I chose to, except that I'd have to sleep at some point and eat at some point. So but yes, I'm going to, my goal is to audition. I'm going to become a cash cow member of probably Roll Count Bus, and then when it need be or when possible, I'm going to audition for a role as an intern or perhaps a host in the LCU. So look for me. I'll let you know if I get there. So be looking out for me in the LCU. If I get a position, if I get a host role or an internship, I'll let you know, and I'll ask you to look out for me on the LCU. Anyway, after 11 minutes and about 30 seconds, I'm going to hang it up. I'm going to tell you Two Fingers 8 Up Club. See you when I see you. Pizza rolls. See ya. See ya, see ya, see ya. Peace. Peace.